Friday, December 23rd, 2022. All the street cats were fed, accounted for, and given fresh food and fresh water. I was happy to see Spotty Cat today because she had missed the last 3, maybe 4 feedings, and she usually never misses. There was a bunch of drama with the human species today, just like I figured there would be. Today's Friday, December 23rd, so a lot of people are taking the day off. That means that some people were up all night drinking the night before. I had 2 different dudes come up to me and complain about me feeding cats. Each of their respected complaints were straight up ridiculous, so I just smiled and tried not to respond rudely to either of them. The first request actually came from somebody in my apartment building. He asked if I could do a better job cleaning up my cat food cans. I do a completely adequate job cleaning up, but it was a fair request, so I told him I would do an even better job. However, our apartment parking lot is full of all kinds of rubbish. 90% of it is not from me or cat food related, but he doesn't seem to complain or even notice all the other trash. This leads me to believe that his complaint has nothing to do with the cat food cans and more has to do with him being 2 days before Christmas and him comparing his own life to mine. Also, he kept mumbling about how I'm so smart and such a genius. He goes to some crappy job every day at 5 a.m. and I feed street cats at 5 a.m. He shares an apartment with 5 people and his wife works at a fast food restaurant. Hey, that's his job. If he wants to compare each other's lives, that's up to him, but that's never going to improve his life. But like I said, I'll even do an even better job. I'll even film myself cleaning up. You're going to have to look harder for something to complain about, bro, and I'm not going to be living near you forever. After I dealt with that, I went down to Station 3, and the same guy that was hassling me a few months ago was drinking on his porch trying to be quiet about it. I could hear him. He must have had the day off and decided to stay up all night till 4 a.m. so he could hassle me while feeding street cats. He comes out and says, "Hey, I thought you were only going to feed around the corner." I literally ignored him at first. He hasn't complained in the last few months after I got rid of the homeless camp in his freaking parking lot. His complaint about the street cats is completely asinine. He claims that if I feed the street cats under his truck, the cats come back and poop under his truck. This has to be one of the most ridiculous things I ever heard. Animals do not defecate where they eat. That's like feeding your cat in the litter box. If he sees poop under his car, it's probably from a dog or mongoose or a homeless person. Not all homeless people poop everywhere. A homeless person that is a good friend of mine that helps me feeding the street cats named Kendra deserves more praise than me. She feeds more street cats and she's been doing it longer than I have. She's just not a prolific video maker like I am. She does take pictures of the cats she feeds and she uploads them on Facebook. I've tried to get her to use YouTube and TikTok, but she prefers Facebook. Today, she called me or sent me a message at 3 a.m. letting me know about a gray and white tabby that was possibly stuck in a warehouse, a building, or a trap. It's always an exciting adventure out there feeding street cats. After I was done feeding my colony, I went and fed the Costco kitties. And unfortunately, Kirk has been gone for almost a week. There's no reason he should be missing. PK was there, but Kirk wasn't. I've been proven wrong, however, every time I worry about a cat. You're never supposed to underestimate a cat. They always prove me wrong. You can never figure out what's going on in a cat's head. I hadn't seen Spotty in 4 days, the longest I'd never seen her in 3 years. And then all of a sudden today she shows up like nothing happened. Kendra told me today about a new calico cat that showed up at the abandoned house acting like she owns the place. I have seen the new calico. She sits on the porch and acts like a statue. This is apparently the reason Spotty hasn't been around. The new calico cat has the same colors as Spotty, orange, black, and white. Overall, lastly, the most important thing to remember and to learn about these interactions with my neighbors is that they are 100% temporary. It feels infinite, the people that live around you, like you're always going to live around these people, but that couldn't be further from the truth. There will come a day, sooner rather than later, where none of us know each other, none of us live by each other. We will all live in completely different places. So we might as well try to get along and coexist until then.